like the one which has gained notoriety, using a wrong name, Matoput. Everyone of you has heard about Matoput. Matoput is the tail end of a very intricate process. Very intricate process, which may, in one case, have all the four also characteristics of ADR. We know of mediation, we know of negotiations, conciliation, but once in a blue while, I don't know of anyone who has witnessed, but people have talked about it. Very, very rarely, exceptional cases, where it is the criminal offense of taking life, capital offense, the sovereign, the lord of whatever kingdom, will come and say, from what I have been taught, you are in the wrong, you pay compensation. From what I've been wronged, no, we cannot levy compensation on this family because the evidence is not good. Then in a situation like that, we now leave it to the spiritual. If in the end you cannot determine, the other side says, we did not do it. We've talked to our boy, he did not do it. We feel we should not pay compensation, blood settlement. Then we have the saying, we now go to the spiritual, religious leaders hear this. Lato Wadkewi. My good friend Mr. Kilin knows what I'm saying. Say, we leave it to the Lord. In other words, let the victim, the deceased, avenge his own killing. Then society will say, no, we cannot compel this side to compensate this side because they are very strong that they did not do it. And so fine, we cannot resolve it as human beings. Let the spiritual world. What are they saying? Let God now come in. It belongs to who? To the Lord, not so? Yeah, let God now revenge. You don't find that in a court of law. The court of law will acquit even somebody who has done it, not the mistake of court, because court works on evidence. The evidence is not good. Many times as a trial court, I could see that the person did it, but the evidence before me, I feel in my heart, this one. But now I cannot do it from my own intuition. I need evidence. And the evidence is so poor, and you acquit the fellows. The most that you can do is say, you better be very careful, you go, but be very careful. But in our traditional system, if you've tried mediation, negotiations, conciliatory approaches, even arbitration has failed. The sovereign will say, oh, the elders will say, we've done our part. Let the deceased now seek out the perpetrators. And they say, when the revenge comes, you will not target the one person who has done. Entire families, you find unexplained death. They call it generation what curse. Over the years, one person and failure to resolve. You kill one person, I kill Honorable Mao, and my people are adamant, they're obdurate. They will say, okay, Mao will now seek out his own revenge. And for 30, 50, 100 years, there is going to be inexplicable death in my family. If I beat him up to death, those deaths in my extended, not just my nucleus family, extended family, the clan, will be similar, violent, people dying violently. It's a motor accident, everybody survives, but somebody from my family dies. They go hunting, and the wild animal only kills a member of my family. People begin adding up these things, and no, and they go back to seek what should have been done 100 years ago. That was the case with Brigadier Okoya. From 1970 to about 3 years ago. And yet it would have been resolved around that time and would have saved so many lives. The courts of law will never resolve this. Our justice system does. Transparency in terms of the adoption of simple registers and quarterly reporting to track outcomes and challenges. This is the role to be played by our courts of law. Regional rollout, Acholi and Lamu sub-regions. Pilot AGS program as first step of rollout. The piloting of AGS in Uganda was the proof of concept phase, transitioning from theoretical policy to practical judicial integration. This piloting is designed to test how traditional and community-based mechanisms can coexist with formal court structures without compromising constitutional standards. In December 2025, the judiciary commenced the structured rollout of AGS in northern Uganda. The pilot rollout has entailed certain key components. A, establishment of AGS committees within high court circuits to coordinate practitioners, including cultural, religious, and civil leaders, what I've just talked about. B, judicial oversight by resident judges, say in Gulu, Lera, who are to provide direct leadership and guidance to ensure AGS processes align with constitutional values like gender equality and human rights. C, documentation and accountability in terms of simple registers to transition from purely oral traditions to written documentation to track case outcomes, quarterly reporting by AGS committees, which must submit reports to the ADR registry on successes and challenges. 2 zeros. Those are 3 digits. I think that would be very good. And I want those 30 years now to work for God's people, directly with them on the ground. And to that effect, I've championed the need to put in place an AGS center in Gulu. I've acquired land, 10 acres, in Koro. Koro is just about 10 kilometers, or thereabout, from the center of Gulu city, where we would put in place an institution that will take leadership in promoting African dispute resolution. It will be a training center, it will be a dispute resolution center, it will be a center where we just meet in the evening of the Sheikh Khalil and I, for different reasons, will be taking tea. For him, it is religious, mine is self-discipline. I don't take alcohol because I can ask the question, why must people take alcohol? So we'll be taking tea. Honorable Mao likes his wine, he will be taking wine with the Catholic Vicar General of Gulu Archdiocese. So, yes.